The political climate in the United States today is as intriguing as it is unpredictable. We're navigating through an era of unprecedented challenges and opportunities, with the nation's leader, President Joe Biden, standing at the helm. The issues on Biden's plate are as diverse as they are critical. The economy, for instance, continues to pose significant challenges. Inflation rates are soaring and the American people are feeling the pinch. Yet amidst these economic trials, Biden's administration is striving to showcase their accomplishments and chart a credible course for the future. Then, there's the ongoing pandemic, a global crisis that has far-reaching implications for the nation and its people. As the fight against the virus continues, Biden is calling for bipartisan support, emphasizing the strength of the American people and their ability to protect democracy. Foreign affairs are another crucial aspect of the current political landscape. The recent Russian invasion of Ukraine has necessitated a strong response from the West, with Biden leading the charge. The president has outlined efforts to hold Putin accountable, emphasizing the unity of the West in response to Russia's aggression. Inside the borders, the dynamics within the Republican Party are equally as compelling. The influence of former President Trump persists, with his extreme MAGA philosophy likened to semi-fascism. Biden finds himself in a delicate position, needing to speak out against Trump while avoiding alienating his supporters. It's a balancing act, drawing inspiration from historical moments of political courage. As we navigate these complex dynamics, one figure stands at the center of it all: President Joe Biden. President Biden, in his recent speech, sought to address these issues head-on. Taking a deep dive into his statements, we can see that the president was not shy about confronting the challenges that the nation is currently facing. His words were laced with a strong message of optimism and unity, a beacon of hope for a country amidst turmoil. His emphasis on the strength of the American people and their role in protecting democracy was palpable. He painted a picture of a nation that, despite its trials and tribulations, stands strong and united. He reminded us that the power of democracy lies in the hands of the people, a clear call for unity against any forces that threaten it. Biden also addressed the elephant in the room: Russia's aggression. His condemnation of Putin's premeditated and unprovoked war was stark and unwavering. He highlighted the unity of the West in response to Russia's actions, a testament to the strength of global alliances in protecting peace and democracy. His stance was clear: any attacks against democracy will be met with unified resistance. The president didn't shy away from domestic issues either. He tackled the economy, inflation, and the ongoing pandemic head-on. His call for bipartisan support for his agenda was a plea for unity and cooperation within the political sphere. It's a reminder that despite our differences, we all share the same goal: a prosperous and peaceful America. Yet, Biden didn't stop at just addressing the issues. He also took a bold stance against anti-democratic forces within the Republican Party. His criticism of the extreme MAGA philosophy, likening it to semi-fascism, was a strong statement against any ideologies that threaten the core values of democracy. It was a call to defend democracy, not just from external threats, but also from the internal ones. Biden's speech, filled with persuasive rhetoric, was a call to action for all Americans and a vision for the future. It was a reminder that unity, optimism, and the will to protect democracy are our strongest weapons against any challenges we face. Through his words, President Biden has set the stage for what's to come, urging every American to take part in shaping our nation's future. But how does this speech resonate with the independent voters? Let's delve into this question. In his speech, President Biden made several key points that could potentially persuade independent voters. Firstly, his message of unity. In these polarizing times, unity is a value that can resonate with independent voters who often find themselves in the middle of the political spectrum. Biden's emphasis on the strength of the American people, their ability to protect democracy, and his call for bipartisan support for his agenda could be appealing to those who value collaboration and consensus over division. Then there's his stance on foreign affairs. Biden highlighted the unity of the West in response to Russia's aggression. This is not just about international politics, it's about standing up for democratic values and human rights, concepts that are deeply embedded in the American psyche. Independent voters, who often prioritize issues over party allegiances, might find this stance persuasive. On the domestic front, Biden addressed the economy, inflation, and the pandemic. These are issues that hit close to home for many Americans, independent voters included. By outlining his efforts to tackle these issues head-on, Biden could appeal to those who are looking for solutions, not just rhetoric. Perhaps one of the most noteworthy parts of his speech was his criticism of the extreme MAGA philosophy within the Republican Party. This could be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it could alienate some independent voters who lean towards the right. On the other hand, it could sway those who are concerned about the rise of extreme ideologies and are looking for a voice of reason. Now, it's important to remember that independent voters are not a monolithic group. They have diverse views and priorities. Some might be swayed by Biden's message of unity and his stance on foreign affairs. Others might be more interested in his response to domestic issues, and yet others might find his criticism of extreme ideologies within the Republican Party persuasive. But one thing is clear: Biden's speech, filled with defining moments, could be a game-changer for independent voters. He presented a vision for the future, a balance between showcasing accomplishments and outlining a credible path forward. This could be just what independent voters are looking for: a leader who can navigate the complexities of the present while setting a clear direction for the future. Biden's speech, filled with defining moments, could be a game-changer for independent voters. So, what could be the potential impact of Biden's speech on independent voters? Well, let's take a minute to reflect on the key points we've discussed so far. Firstly, Biden's emphasis on unity and optimism, both domestically and in the face of international threats such as Russia's aggression, could resonate with voters who value diplomacy and international cooperation. His call to protect democracy might just encourage these voters to rally behind his vision, possibly tipping the scales in his favor in future elections. Secondly, Biden's address of pressing domestic issues, including the economy, inflation, and the ongoing pandemic, could strike a chord with independent voters who are directly affected by these challenges. His pledge to overcome these hurdles, backed by a credible plan, might just convince these voters of his commitment to their welfare. Moreover, Biden's careful navigation of the political dynamics, particularly with the new Republican House majority, could be instrumental in persuading independent voters. His ability to strike a balance between showcasing his administration's achievements and outlining a compelling vision for the future could demonstrate his leadership prowess, making him a more appealing choice for these voters. Finally, Biden's criticism of anti-democratic forces within the Republican Party, while avoiding alienation of their supporters, showcases his political maturity and could appeal to independent voters who are wary of partisan politics. His reference to historical moments of political courage could inspire these voters, leading them to support his bid for re-election. However, it's crucial to remember that the impact of a single speech, no matter how powerful, may not be immediate. It's the consistent demonstration of commitment and the ability to deliver on promises that will ultimately sway independent voters. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the impact of Biden's speech on independent voters could be significant, potentially shaping the future of American politics.